Look at it. See how it's making the arm smaller underneath it? Got it.
Twist, and then you pop it right under there. And if you do it tight enough, no more blood's gonna come out of here because your in your arm don't have that.
So under our gear, we have a built-in harness that and a hook. So the hook itself is gonna attach to the windowsill, and as they come out of the window, you see that they've anchored the hook in, and that's and the rope system. Here's the hook, and that rope system will allow him to lower himself from up to 50 feet. So there's 50 feet of webbing that's carried inside that pocket, and as he deploys his pocket, his harness will extend, and then that hook will go into the windowsill, and he'll jump out the window. Ready? So as he's clearing the windowsill now, his hands will come out, and he's on. Now he's just hanging from that hook and that harness. So it's a lever that's on that webbing. So he's going to release that lever a little bit.
Good job.
Yeah, you're good. And he'll lower himself down a little bit at a time to safety. So presumably now when you clear that window and that fire and the smoke is going to, right? Smoke and fire is going to rise, the heat's going to raise, and it's going to come pouring out of the top of the window. So he could really just hang out with his hand inside and his leg outside and just wait as long as he needed to, and then lower himself down. This is one way we'll escape. Another way we're going to put a rescue ladder up, and he can bail out on the ladder itself, which he'll put two hands down and he'll swing his legs around and then lower himself down on the ladder. What you see here is a belay line. This is a safety line. So the firefighter is got a safety line for training purposes. Obviously, when we're inside of a fire, we don't have a safety line, keeping it watching us. But we trust our system, and we'll train on our system enough to make sure that every year everybody's proficient in the use of their safety systems. So what do we got? Nikolai? Fire will. Out the window. Now he can hang there as long as he needs to. His one leg is in and his one arm is in, but the rest of his body is outside to fresh air. And that fire and that smoke is going to be billowing out on top of the window. And when he releases his leg, he'll swing out, and now he's just hanging by his system. And he's got 50 feet of webbing in that pocket to lower him down. This side of it. Down to safety. So, what you see here is our mass confidence course. Our firefighters train on here for two different reasons. Once, when we do train, generally, this room will be completely blacked out, so there'll be zero visibility. So they'll have to negotiate the course just by touch and feel. So everything they do, they're going to be demonstrating their technique. Obviously, we're not going to black it all out so everybody can see what's going on. And the concept is we're going to follow the hose line. So the hose line runs throughout the whole course and then out the window. And as they get through the different obstacles, I'll tell you what the obstacles are and why they're there for us. So the other part of it is it's also an air consumption drill. So the bottles that they're wearing are filled with 5,500 PSI. It's about 45 minutes of air if you're breathing just like you are now. Now you add an extra 80 pounds of weight onto your body, the stress of a fire and the activity that they're actually going through. Your air consumption goes down anywhere to about 30 minutes to about between 20 and 30 minutes out of the bottle. So that's our working time inside of a structured fire. So these guys are, we're kind of modifying how we train on this, but all of our interior firefighters are required to go through this course every year. along with the bailouts that we did earlier. They're required to requal on our bailouts and also our extrication, and then we do live fire, and we do an endurance course as well, which is also another air consumption drill. The endurance course is just that. It's just, they put all the weight on it. We have different tasks that they're going to do during the course. It's air consumption. It's how much can you handle at any particular time and conserve as much air as possible. Because obviously we can't breathe inside of a building without our packs and our masks on. So as Dylan and Frank get ready to go here, they're going to call out, you're going to see them work in teams as they navigate the course. They're going to talk to each other. They're going to describe each of the obstacles that they're reaching. Again, normally we're going to do this in zero visibility. So the lead guy really takes over and says, all right, I've reached a roof simulator over here. So it's a rafter crawl. It's an open rafter. So if they misstep, they could potentially fall from a floor. It's as if they're searching the building and there's open holes. So as we start, normally what we'll start is we'll have a hose line that's all the way down the stairs. They'll come up, they'll check and sound the door, they'll feel for heat, and they'll make their way into the building. So this simulates the start of the structure here. As they go down, right? Who's leading? They'll click into the regulator so they're on air, and they'll make their way around the course here. So let's do. If you want to walk the way around. Again, they're doing this in a simulated smoke. They're doing this in a simulated smoke and heat-filled area where it's laying down on them. So they're going to stay as low as possible, and they're going to search the area as they're going. So you'll see them with their hands out, searching for victims all the way through. So they made it through the initial hall right now, which has a wall leading in the middle, so they have to navigate around that. The second part here is they make their way up into a rafter crawl. 8-foot long rafters just like you find in your house. So they are open on the bottom, so they have to crawl through to get down to the rafters. The bottom side of that is a slide down, so they have to do is slide down. Good. And they should be turning their bodies and going down feet first. Feet first. Their way around the corner, they're going to come into an area which simulates a collapse, like a drop ceiling that has a lot of wires, anything around. So they're going to, obviously, something like that goes to a great risk to firefighters. As we carry all this gear with us, we have potential to get hung up on it, to get tangled up on it. So there could potentially be a critical situation. So the way we train our firefighters is they're going to turn their backs and get their packs down to the corner and the side so they can protect it the best they can. Our firefighters also carry with them some wire snips or some sort of cutting device on there. This doesn't actually have inside the building. Working in pairs, they'll call out and help each other, pull each other through. Go hang there for a second. So the next obstacle here is a wall breach. So if we come into a situation where the room is fully involved and we need to get out of that room, we're either going to find a window and do what we did earlier and bail out, or we're going to punch through that sheetrock the best we can, and we're going to open it up where we can go from one room to the next and get out of that situation and get into a room that might be a little bit safer and just buy a little bit of time. So what this simulates is a 16-inch on-center wall that normally, you think that there's sheetrock there, and with their hand tools, which I don't have them carrying just for the demonstration because it's a lot louder and makes it loud. They would clear out a section of that sheetrock in between the studs, and they'll work themselves through that with their building, so with their body. So what they're going to do is they're going to sit down on their butt, they're going to throw their pack through first, and they'll swing their arms through, and they'll fit through that 16-inch opening with all their gear. So they'll work themselves through. Some of these guys are skinny enough that they don't have to worry about it, they just fly right through. I am not. I have to use this technique, but even somebody my size gets through that wall without too much problem. The next obstacle vertical is like a simulated collapse that they'd have to go up and over. So they're gonna find out what's on the other side. They sound it, they look over it, and they see that it's solid on the other side, and they're gonna work their way up and over the top of that collapse. And again, they're gonna go down to feet first, not head first, so they know what they're getting into.
Solid. We're good.
So they cleared that, now they're going to come to a call pipe. So this is going to simulate an area if they have to crawl through an escape that's not wide enough, and they need to, you know, for whatever reason, a collapse or a basement that's you know, any kind of situation where they're going to be confined. So they're going to go through. Are you going to do escape?
You know it's pack off.
Whatever way you want to do it. Some guys are skinny enough they can make it through these pipes with the pack on. Others will do an escape and they'll remain on with their mask, but they'll take their pack off and they'll push their pack out in front of them and they'll work themselves through that tunnel with the pack in front of them. And then when they get back to it, the villain's going to do an escape. He's going to keep that strap in his left hand because that's your right side. Your regular forces are on your left side. So that's the thing you have to make sure that you always hang on to. So he'll keep that left strap in his left hand the whole time. So when he gets to the other side, he knows he can just swing that back out and get back into his pack. So his mask is on. His regular is still connected to his mask, and he's just going to push it out without opening his hand. Officer tracing here, making sure everything's all right. Tracing knows his foot, things like that.
I'm through.
Once the first guy's through, they'll tell us all clear. You see Frank is going to the box and on the back. Or he's not. And now he's going to escape out of his life. Down in the tunnel, they're going to put their backpacks on because they really don't know how much further this goes. Conceivably, this person could still be another, couple hundred feet away from them. They don't know where they are in the building. They're following this whole line to wherever this person is.
Let's go right here. Go, come on. Regular. Got it.
But they know they need to get out of the building, so they're going to keep moving as quick as they can.
All right.
What they found there, they're going to find that this whole line goes out the window, and they found their way out of the building, and they're going to do a first floor bailout. Hey, watch your face, guys. All right, so they're going to do a bailout just like they did out of the other window. They're going to do this without using their system. And they're going to get out of the building and escape. He's going to go head first, not full first. So now they're out of the danger area and they can recover and
Everybody, I'd like to thank Mike Gilmore for inviting us here today. My name's John Lubrant. I am with the Schenectady County Drone Unit. Jeremy Athanito is with the drone unit also and is one of our pilots, along with Alex Kazor. We're a shared service mutual aid concept unit. So Jeremy in his full-time work as an investigator with the Sheriff's Office. I'm also with the Sheriff's Office, and Alex is in the emergency management side of things. But some of our pilots come from our local police departments and the City of Schenectady Fire Department. So we fly generally public safety missions, a lot of calls for washed people or support at a fire scene or at a serious or a fatal car crash where investigators want to have a view from above. A lot of calls in the wintertime when the river freezes and there's flooding in the stockade. And then we also do some enforcement work also when a suspect or a bad guy maybe flees on foot and he is out in the woods or in Vale Cemetery or somewhere, and we will help the investigators try and locate their target. So having said that, I want to move like more right into the flight part of things. This drone that is here is Matrice 210. We use that a lot. And it has a FLIR and a camera system on it. We're not going to be flying that one today. Alex is going to be our pilot today, and he is going to be flying an off-hill drone. So if you turn around and stay on the concrete, that'll be best. That'll give him room to operate the drone safely.
Just stay on the pavement, guys. Everybody stay on the pavement.
It's up there. It's up there.
You guys want to see what the drone sees? He's going to plug it into the TV. You can see what the camera sees.
It's an arc.
Oh my God!
There it is.
I know, imagine catching you.
Right now.
Look, you can see me.
There we are.
Look at that me! Yes!
See right here? See your hand?
That's so cool! I love this! I absolutely love this!
Daddy's
This one, the camera. That way. Hey, Steve!
See us? See it? Yeah.
So we can get out quite a distance on it as long as we maintain visual sight of the drone. The highest altitude we're legally allowed to fly is 400 feet above ground level. And there's actually a speed limit for drones too. It's 87 knots. And so we are a line of sight operation, not a beyond line of sight operation. There are some operations that include autonomous flight where you don't even see the drone anymore. It has return to home functions and automatic safety features that will bring it back.
So the drone's like about 1,000 feet away or something?
It can be 1,000 feet away and still give valuable information to firefighters or law enforcement on the ground. And then the other thing that controls our operations in Schenectady County is the airspace of the airports. Schenectady Airport is Class D airspace. So for a 4.3 nautical mile radius, if we fly within a Class D airspace, we have to file what's called a NOTAM with the FAA to let the other pilots know that we're in the area. And there's also an FAA regulation on the altitude that we can fly when we get in close proximity to the approach or departure corridors for planes. On the other end of the county, toward Niskayuna, right around Fire District 2 and Elisha Kill Road. That turns into Albany airspace.
All right, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, thank you all for coming out today.
You're welcome.
This was a long time in planning, and I'm really glad that everybody came out. You're having a good time. Eat some good food, see a big monster truck, and do lots of activities. Our last demonstration of the day is going to be an auto extrication. We've kind of prepared a little bit for it, since it is a demonstration, not an actual car accident. We've already got the car stabilized with our jacks, and most of the tires have already been flattened. The battery's already been secured, so some of the things that we're going to do on scene, we've already done it ahead of time just to kind of speed things up a little bit. But what we will demonstrate a couple of things. We're going to remove the doors, we're going to remove the roof, remove the glass, and then we're going to cut the door and we're going to push that dashboard up as if there was a victim or somebody underneath too close into the, under the steering wheel. So you'll see this car pretty much bend in half as we cut it over. So as Chris is removing the glass right now, once he's cleared the way, we have a tool that's going to take that valve stem out of that last tire, and that'll lower the air in the tire. While they're working on that, we're going to cut this windshield out with a hand saw and also a power saw. The battery power tire system that cuts through the glass, it makes quick work of the glass. A little bit of old technology versus new technology. You can see the difference in speed and efficiency. What you keep in mind now is that there's also a victim or victims inside the vehicle. Before any of this is done, those victims will be covered with some sort of protective barrier, a tarp, a blanket, anything we can get that'll protect them from any glass shattering or any dust, anything like that that's going to happen from the glass. Now that we've crossed them before and the tires lowered, we'll work on with the hydraulic spreaders. These are all third generation e-tools. They're all cordless, wireless, and not using hydraulic. Using hydraulic force to spread the door and pop it from the hinge. So we'll secure that door with a rope so it doesn't close in on the rescuers or on the victim. Once the door's been opened and secured, we'll use the spreaders to remove the two doors. There's using a set of hydraulic cutters that'll cut through the metal like a pair of scissors.
Yeah, I think that's what
The door's been removed from the hinges. The last part is cutting the electronics out of the door. The second set of hinges are getting cut now for the back door. These cars are donated from local body shops. We don't ever know what we're going to get, but again, we don't know what we're going to get when we're on a car accident. Old Honda Element with suicide doors on the side for those of you who are old enough to remember what a pickup truck with suicide doors are. It opens it up to a big wide open area. There is no B column, which is the center column where your seatbelt normally is. That's built into these doors. Good night.